Oh, looks like we had an error, but it looks like it is in. Okay. Thought it was not streaming, but it is streaming. So, welcome aboard to another Grow Show live today here at Tree Service Digital. I'm Wesley Smith, your host, and wanted to do a quick Grow Show live today. If you have any questions, by the way, you can post them on a comment if you're looking at this or watching it on YouTube. If you're watching it on Facebook or LinkedIn, it looks like LinkedIn had an error, so it's probably just Facebook and YouTube at the moment. So if you're watching this live, feel free to comment below. Or if you're watching this after the fact and it was pre-recorded, you're welcome to post a comment as well. We check those routinely every single day. So if you got a comment, let us know. Got a question, let us know. We'll certainly answer it for you. But I wanted to do a quick live video today for the Grow Show about web development and kind of how there's some similarities there with land development. So web development versus land development. And this is going to be kind of, what to look for and kind of how to kind of think about web development, I guess is the best way to put it. Thinking about web development, how it works, how long you should invest, what you should think about, like what's the best way to think about doing web development for your tree service business, or if you're watching this, any home service business, but tree service, tree care, arborist, those types of things. So people ask a lot of times, or kind of what does it mean for the term web development? And web development to me, it means a multitude of things, not just one thing. So a lot of people, I think, pigeonhole web development into building a website development. That's one component of web development for your business. But if you really truly want a business with far reaches around the local community that shows up everywhere, you need to consider all of the other avenues to grow your tree service business, because just a website is not going to be enough in today's digital age. It's one piece, one component that's very, very important for your foundational elements of your digital marketing program and your web development. But the other parts of the web development are other things that you may not even think of as web development, other things that take some time to build out. And you really have to have that long range thinking to know that these things are going to take some time to build out. These things are going to take time to get good results for, but it's worth it in the end because we're continually building these online assets. And namely, this is going to be, think about your Google business profile. If you're a newer company just starting out and you just verified your Google business profile, it has not been developed out yet. Developing out your Google business profile is comprised of getting lots and lots, dozens and dozens, if not hundreds and hundreds of five-star reviews on your Google business profile. That takes time. That's web development. Also uploading photos, job site photos, and optimizing and posting on your Google business profile. Eventually you'll have 200, 500, 1,000 photos uploaded on your Google business profile. This is your map listing. And that's going to help you show up everywhere and allow Google to kind of make sure they position your Google map listing to show up everywhere. But you won't get to that destination unless you start somewhere and start developing that out. Another aspect is the content on your website. So you want to develop the content out on your website with helpful tips on blog articles, maybe job site descriptions and case studies of work that you've done over the past 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years. All of that content that you create on your website makes your website larger, have more pages. And the more pages you have published on your website, the more authority that builds with the search engines, not just Google, but DuckDuckGo, Bing, Yahoo, any of the other ones, right? Any search engine is looking for websites with lots of pages of really highly relevant content for your niche. That's how they're going to decide who to put where, mainly the content aspect. The other part is other websites that link to your website. So backlinks are another component of web development, getting other websites to mention you in a paragraph, or getting a directory listing on a different directory, such as Yelp or Super Pages, Hot Pages, all these different online directories. That's web development. That takes time. So some of these things, I just want to make sure they kind of are similar to land development. And then some things are a little bit different than web development and land development. So I wanted to show you that. Let me share my screen, and I've got a quick little document to show you that kind of just help you kind of think about and have that vision of web development and why that's important for your business. It's not a one and done thing or a quick rapid fire approach. It's a long-term strategy to continue to move the needle, to continue to move you to the top of the search results with your organic traffic, with your website, your Google Maps, your Facebook social media pages, email marketing, text marketing to your client base. All of this is web development because you're constantly creating new assets online. So let me show you this really quick here. Present. All right. So I think I shared it. I believe it is showing now. Yes, it is. So here's our document for the day. Just a quick little thing where you can see some bullet points. Land development versus web development. What is web development? Well, we just went through that, right? Web development is just building out all of your online assets for your business and your company so that you really have a local online presence when people do searches for the needs of tree services, tree trimming, removal, land clearing, tree care, arborist, all of the things that you do for your business. You want people to find you. And it's not going to be possible when you first get started. You're going to have to build these things out. Now, you can run paid ads. Those are quick wins. Those do show up pretty quickly. But for the most part, web development is going to be a long term strategy. And you've got to think long range. In any business, you got to think 3 to 5 years is going to be a good time frame to build things out for your business, for your customer base to really get some traction and momentum in your local market. And what better way to think about it than calling it development? Because that's exactly what it is. So here's some similarities I wanted to just kind of preface because these things kind of make sense to you guys as tree service companies, land clearing, things like that. So land development takes time. There's a lot of steps. So here's the similarities between the both take time and long range thinking, right? This is not a 1 month, 6 month thing. A lot of these development projects out in, any metro area of the United States or anywhere else, when they're building, first, there's got to be an acquisition of property, right? There's got to be huge acreage that's purchased. Next, after that goes through, which takes months to close typically, after that goes through, then you've got to get a grader and a developer and an operator that can come in and clear the land. That takes another few months, probably, perhaps, depending on how large the acreage is. Then you've got to source getting the utilities connected to the property. So this is the plumbing, this is the sewage, this is the utilities, power, gas, everything else, another several months. Then from there, you've got to get the builder to start coming in, putting specs together and figuring out what they're going to build, how they're going to lay out the acreage and the property with new neighborhoods. So these things take time. These things takes years in a lot of cases, right? Land development, web development, same type thing. You've got to build out your assets online. You've got to first get a website built. Next, you got to start building content to that website, getting backlinks to that website, building out your Google business profile, making sure you're uploading lots and lots of photos of you guys working in action, getting reviews, building up your Facebook page, getting likes on your Facebook page, building up your email list, your customer database. That's another development aspect where it's going to yield a lot of dividends down the road, but you've got to see it through. Same type thing, web development. There is no end destination with web development. However, with land development, sometimes there is. Both have lots of steps ultimately to get to the desired goal, which is kind of the case with development. So the word development just means long term. You got to develop it out. They both make progress slowly but surely on an ongoing basis, which is another aspect of both of them. You get somewhere, you do make progress, but it does take time. And both have investment related aspects. So you have to invest in both scenarios. Now, land development, sure, could be way significantly more costly than web development, right? But with land development, there is an end goal a lot of times with the developer or whoever is building out, the neighborhood or developing that property. Typically, once all the houses or commercial properties are built on that property, that's going to be a final stage of that land development, right? Web development, not so much. So we'll get in now to the differences of both. So land development typically is finished at some point in the future, where web development is not. Web development is an ongoing asset building, content creation type activity that if you continue, you just continue to get further and further and further ahead. Now, you got to be doing the right things. I will preface that. So with web development, you've got to be focused on the right strategies and doing the right types of content to continue building out your assets and your online presence for development. But there is no end destination with web development. You want to keep that going and keep investing because that's going to continue to keep you relevant and out in front of the competition and in the local market. The other differences is land development is physical and real estate related, hands on, where web development is online and digital. So they're both assets. They're both two forms of real estate. One is physical real estate that you can put your hands on. The other is going to be digital real estate where you can see it. You can click around on it. You can see it online, but both are assets, and they're both real estate related if you think of it that way. But it's your property, right? Once you build out your web development assets, it's your property at this point. So, you want to build out those assets and continue building them where they're yours. A marketing agency partner who can help you do that and just implement a program to continue that going is going to be your best bet if you're a busy business owner, especially if you're at that 1 million mark and above. You're starting to get a process together, operations together, tools together, a marketing strategy together. You want to make sure all these things are fulfilled and taken care of on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. If not, it's going to get forgotten. And so the bigger your company gets, the more you need to do this. So the other difference is web development is building out your online digital assets over time and on an ongoing basis, and there is no finish line, right? There's no finish line with web development. You got to look at this as a long-term strategy. It's kind of like a forester when they own property. When you own acreage, let's say you own 200 acres in a very rural area, well, one way to monetize that property is to have the hardwoods harvested once every 20 years or whatnot. But that's a long range thinking versus just getting everything harvested right away as soon as you purchase the property. Well, if you do that, you better have a plan for the next 20 years. And that is, you better be planting trees in those areas that the trees just got harvested, right? Replace those trees. And then in another 20 years, you'll have another harvest and another windfall. So it's the same thing with web development. You just constantly want to continue building it out, continue moving that forward. So I just wanted to preface that by saying, just with your digital marketing and web development, this is what it means to me. Web development is all of the aspects of building your online assets, which is your website, of course, which a lot of people think website development. Web development to me is all of the components of your digital marketing strategy, building out everything. Again, we'll go back to website, content, Google business profile, photos, reviews, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn pages, your customer database where you can send emails to those people, text messages to those people, and then also retarget all of these people that are in your world on a daily basis. And so all of this is web development that has to continue to move forward year after year after year. And what's going to happen is you're going to just boat race the competition or anybody who is taking a nap doing those types of things. So key takeaways are as follows. Investing in your web development and online presence is similar to land development in that it takes time, right? Another key takeaway is there is no quick fix for web development or development of any kind, land development either. Hence the name development. It takes time to continue to develop your website, your web presence, all of that. Same thing with land development. It takes time to build all of that out, a lot of steps. The true rewards are granted to those who invest in the development on a consistent basis and see it through to the finish line and continue to maintain it. So I just wanted to put that together today, land development versus web development. We have a lot of questions sometimes is, what exactly is building out your online assets or what is a good program? It's really web development. It's building out everything on the web for your tree service company so you show up everywhere and just continue to increase your visibility, your customer base, customer retention, and increase your lead flow by showing up in more areas. Just really boosting your visibility is web development. So I hope this helps today. Just wanted to put that together. If you have any questions, again, pop it in the comment. We'll see it. If you're watching this after the fact, leave us a comment. We'll come back and answer it at any point in the future pretty soon. We usually check those pretty much daily. If you're not liked and subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got plenty more videos coming up and expert interviews coming right around the corner. And another quick tip too, if you're on the podcast, like and subscribe to the podcast. Another quick update. Next Friday, the 20th of September, we're going to be doing a 2024 Google Ads training, how to maximize your lead flow. So it's new details that Google has implemented this year. So I just wanted to let you guys know next Friday, September 20th at 2 p.m. Eastern time, there will be a free training, a free webinar. And if you look on the Tree Service Digital Facebook page or if you're in the Tree Service Marketing Secrets Facebook group, there will be an event pinned for the upcoming webinar for 2024 Google Ads training. And you can click the link to register. It's free to register, and we'll send you a reminder when it's coming up and about to start. But that's all I have for today. And you guys have any questions, pop in a comment. Hope this helps and you guys got something out of this today. And And again, if you have any questions, visit treeservicedigital.com. Happy to help you guys there. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a great rest of your week.